first match is a right arm match, 105 kilo. Calling out, he is a two-time European champion, multiple world and European medalist, California state champion, a two times AMC international medalist. Here is the giant killer, Khachatryan!
I'm right chipos, man. I got this. I'm right chipos, man. I got this, yeah.
And coming up to his opponent, welcome Andrei, Sharkevich!
Get in the center. Grab.
Khachatryan.
Here's the center line. Get it.
Andrei Sharkevich.
Andrei Sharkevich absolutely destroying the competition over here in North America. This guy has been on an absolute tear, anywhere from 198 pounds a year and a half ago up to 240 pounds. The Shark is ready for international competition. So happy to see his debut here. Let's see what he's got.
And Khachatryan has said many times that when these guys met before, he was not in the best shape. And tonight, very, very different. He feels like he's coming in as good as he's ever been. Very confident young man. I saw him around the hotel yesterday. Real swagger, real confidence, but he's going to need it because the Shark loves to pull guys into deep water and swallow them up. Here we go. Do not blink, ladies and gentlemen. A lot to be learned from this first start.
Don't move.
On the way on a massive drive. Nothing there. We'll go into the strap match. Hard to tell who had the better of that, mate.
Yeah, really good setup there. Arsen got a little bit of that wrist curl there, a little bit of rising. If I had to pick a winner, I would say Arsen got a little bit of bite. But listen, make no mistake about it. The Shark is all into stopping that surge, and then you'll see, kind of like the great No Limits Devin Larratt, the Shark loves to make some adjustments and really show his opponent that from a side pressure standpoint, he's ultimately in control. The straps will help Shark here.
Looking at the setup there, Khachatryan was starting to try and drive that lower palm forward into the match and immediately was stopped by the referee there. Shark, a little bit slower off the mark there, as you say. Arsen just a little bit quicker and seemed to have more confidence and much more movement aggressively. Very defensive style adopted by Andrei Sharkevich.
Definitely you see a nice setup, Arsen looking close, and now the power turned right in. Andrei Sharkevich, listen, This guy has got a strong upper body kneel pickup. You'll see it. A lot of back, a lot of lats. Every once in a while, you'll see that hand compromised in the slightest, but make no mistake about it. That match was all Andrei Sharkevich. What a great way to start off this event. The Shark really believes in that 209 and 231 category that he has an opportunity, Neil, to really shake it up. And from a United States standpoint, even with a name like Andrei Sharkevich, he'll be repping that red, white, and blue, and we need some of those stars to add to the Todd Hutchings, the John Berzinks, and the Michael Todds that we already have.
It's interesting. I actually saw that first start slightly different. I thought Arsen looked in a really good spot. He seemed to have coiled underneath a little bit there and had a good hang on that pronator. Sharkevich, probably the guy with more power, but that acceleration, whoa, I say acceleration a little bit quick there. But Khachatryan looked really, really good in that first start for me. He was coiled underneath and seemed to be looking to win that first inch of the match.
Bill Collins not wasting any time, Neil. We're in the set grip. Look at the power.
Shark there, mate, much better, and he coils in this time. But it's Arsen with a massive counter. And Khachatryan with the win. Arsen looking great, and the ominous signs for Andrei there, because that was nowhere near as good a start as we saw off that first one. He hung on to his pronator really well in the first bump, but that's a warning sign. This guy told us that it was not an indicator. The last time these fellas met, he was out of shape. Let's look at it on the replay, Travis.
Just a drive and a surge there, Arsen here. Once again, keeping to the prescription that just because Travis Bajan tells you pre-go that the setup looks to be in one favor, once the match in the go is started, it's really, Neil, who's the strongest man? Round one there, not a great indicator. And listen, the Shark felt that, right? But not only the Shark, everybody that the Shark has been handling here for the past 6 months is like, my goodness. And I'm going to say it once, and I've said it 100 times. If you can somehow position yourself as an athlete to get an invite on the main stage at East vs. West, be careful what you're wishing for, because your opponent, Neil, is going to be a super bad dude.
There is no doubt about that, Trav. I mean, the level at the moment is just completely off the charts. These guys, both rising stars of the sport, they're trying to make their name, trying to establish themselves at this level. And right now, the Armenian rising star, Arsen Khachatryan, has started about as well as he possibly could have. He actually missed that start a little bit, the second start, but it didn't matter. And that is an ominous sign for Andrei Sharkevich. Sharkevich known for the power, really brutal style of arm wrestling, not afraid to throw his frame in there.
Interesting there, we both saw early in round one, Bill Collins given the opportunity for the athletes to get their own grip. Just for you new fans outside, we'll give you 1-2 chances, but once we're in that 30-second mark, the referee's simply going to put those two thumbs in the air. That will indicate to you that that will be a ref's grip. Also, after the first slippage, as soon as the two athletes get to the table and all the rounds continuing, the referee's going to look at them and say, gentlemen, do you guys just want to go straight to the straps? Both of these athletes have decided that, listen, if I'm going to win, I'm probably going to be in the strap anyway. Round two here, all strapped up in the set grip. Here we go.
Oh, a little early there.
And we see a little more sense of urgency there. The Shark not willing maybe to go arm for arm after that round one.
Yeah,
so
and I think
now you see
Arsen
the
there, mate,
manipulation.
also was feeling a little blocked off. I think Shark has adopted a much more dominant position on that setup. About to see it go down again in the white shirt. Khachatryan in the black. It's Andrei Sharkevich, and it is a much better attack from the Shark, and he takes hand and wrist control. Needs to rest there. But this is tremendous for Andrei Sharkevich, because this is a battle of attrition. Super match arm wrestling, and absolute fail on the arm there, and that's great for Sharkevich. Absolutely tremendous win, and a lot of damage done, no doubt there, to the arm of Arsen Khachatryan. In fact, I think showing a little inexperience, Travis, there.
No doubt, and you know, at at some point you got to recognize the fight you're in, Neil. This thing is going to go what looks to be at least 4, maybe possible 5 rounds. The worst thing that you can do is hold on there at the bottom. However, it did show the young man's got some serious arm strength. There was a lot of urgency on Shark there and a much better timing, a great outside hit. I think Andrei thought maybe after the first start, round 1, and then that dominant position, that first go inside the straps, that this was going to be an easy day. He found out early in round 1, if he's in a dead even hook, he could possibly be in trouble. The slight adjustment, Shark stays outside. Arsen still with a ton of arm strength, but an absolute great job there. Now we're all tied up 1-1 here going into round 3.
Way too early, in my opinion, to go to the critical failure moves, to get stretched out like that and just hang on to the pronator. I think that was a bad decision from Arsen Khachatryan. And Sharkevich, what I would say there is obviously he felt something in that first start, Trav, that he didn't like, because this is a guy that we've seen before is usually not shy of mixing it up on top-end strength. It's where he's known to have that top-end power. He's a very robust built guy, but he did not want any part of that at all. He wanted to stay well away and jumped for the top roll, secured it, and it looks like that is a big lane for Sharkevich.
Yeah, no doubt. And just knowing that there is a lane and the timing is on point, that I can actually take the hand of my opponent. Super comforting feeling, especially after feeling that even hook there in round 1. Shark, usually the guy that's got the power, and you see his opponent trying to take his hand. It's amazing. Sometimes you just got to do.
Oh, look at that for a reversal. Elbow off the pad, but it was desperation time, big time there for Sharkevich. He missed that by a mile, Travis.
Straight bully move. Arsen coming straight forward. That was very awesome. Look, it's become abundantly clear.
To bits, mate.
Yeah, to me, Arsen's got the stronger arm here, Neil. This match is a long way from over. Shark has to be really, really careful.
The hand and wrist there was ridiculous.
Yeah, and we also see a little strategy, Neil, right? We saw Arsen not being afraid after the round 1 strap victory to go directly into the straps in round 2. Now in round 3, Bill walks up. Do you want the straps? He says, no, I'll try my chances out of the strap. It appears his arm is stronger. Does he have the punching power to get this thing in the hook?
Here we go, big drive again, but this time Khachatryan with a stop. And it's Khachatryan with the win. Arsen Khachatryan with the win, and that was really impressive. This thing is swinging backwards and forwards. Incredible matchup. Arsen Khachatryan, the young Armenian, is looking rock strong here, and he's managed to reverse that thing on the head of a coin. Looked like he'd made some critical errors in that second start, but he definitely corrected them, and that was fantastic. Look at that on the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Almost looked like he was busted open at one point, but he secured that flat hand and wrist control. And once he gained that height on the lower palm, the match was coming back his way, and it did so with a vengeance. And you can see what that meant to him, Trav. Excited young man up there.
Yeah, no doubt. Arsen at the very beginning gave me the indication maybe that his arm was stronger there. That round 1 hook was super impressive. But just now, Arsen has made it abundantly clear to everyone in this arena that he is, in fact, has a super strong arm. And if connected, Andrei's going to have a tough time with this young man. Now, let's be completely honest. This could be it. There is one recipe. There is no doubt Andrei must somehow get this thing in those straps. We can see Arsen's definitely going to make him work for it. So let's see. Can the Shark get in the straps? Because that seems to be, Neil, if he doesn't activate that lat and get that back involved, there's not quite enough power to hold off the young man. Arsen is a beast.
He's lost in both areas of the table that he feels most comfortable now, Andrei Sharkevich, and needs to guess correctly here and secure a very, very good position on the hand and wrist, cocking that hand and wrist back slightly, but he's got nowhere to go. And that is so impressive. And I'll tell you what, the confidence of Khachatryan is building. And you start to look at that second round a different way now. You look at that second round like he knew what he has in reserve.
Yeah, no doubt. And just take a look at the posture, right? You can see the forehead close, the shoulders bowed in, kind of leaning forward. This guy is trying his best, and the Shark knows it. Way too uncomfortable to try. Shark's going to try to come in with that floppy wrist and see if he can get to the straps in that way. Neil, nothing more daunting than not being able to slip and actually get in the straps. Here comes the tricep press. Look for it here, and I see Arsen looks like he's leaning forward as well. This could not turn out good.
My word, that is dominance from Arsen Khachatryan. What an impressive performance. And without question, that young man grew into the match. He really started to hit that accelerator there with his team celebrating, and a wonderful performance. What a way to start your career here in the Lone Star State of Texas. Ryan Turner will be up there in a moment to catch a quick word with Arsen Khachatryan, but it couldn't have gone better for the young Armenian puller. That was magnificent stuff, and a lot of pressure off his shoulders right now. He went to the bank on that second round, but he knew what he had in reserve. The man in the building with the biggest smile on his face right now, Arsen Khachatryan of Armenia. Look at the dominance there. Just absolutely collapsed Sharkevich, blasted that hand and wrist, nowhere to go. Ryan Turner is with Arsen Khachatryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, next year.
They say everything's bigger in Texas, and that includes the arm wrestling. Can we make some noise for our icebreaker match tonight? Come on!
All right.
You can't ask for more than that. We saw a hook. We saw a top roll. We even saw a king's move. Arsen, payback. You finally got it. How good does it feel to not only get a win on somebody who has beaten you before, but on the biggest stage in arm wrestling?
Hi everyone. Ես շատ լավ էի պատրաստվել այս մրցաշարին. Big respect for Andrei. He's so strong. He's so respect him. Շնորհակալ եմ բոլորիցդ, որ իմ կողք եղաք, ինձ աջակցեցիք. Լավ էի պատրաստվել, փառք Աստծո, ստացվեց։ Կսպասեմ նոր ռևանշի, տեսնենք։ And իմ քաշած տախտել 195-ը,
I was getting ready very well. I was preparing very well for this match. It's like a revenge for me. And thank you for Andrei. He's very good competitor for me. I respect to him. So thank you everybody for supporting me. And I am going to. This is not for my weight. I am just 100 kilogram, and next time I will get ready for 105 kilogram. And it's gonna be very different level for me. And I am waiting for any challenge. Thank you very much.
Very impressive, very impressive. Nobody knew where that match was going. It went back and forth, but it looked like you finally figured out how to control Andrei's hand. What did you do differently to really get that hand control towards the end?
Ես կարողանում եմ հանդես գալ տարբեր ձև, համ top roll, համ hook, իսկ թվում է Անդրեի հետ խելացի էր hook կպնելը, որովհետև նա շատ ուժեղ է այդ կողմը։
So I am always for pulling anyways, like top roll, hook, but with the Andrei, this is the best way I could do it, and I did my best. It was smarter, but hooker with strap, without strap, I am ready. Just I need to figure out who is my competitor and what is the best way to finish. That's it.
Very impressive. That 0-0 on your record is now going to have a beautiful 1 at the start. I have a feeling this isn't the last time we're going to see you. Give me a name. Who would you like to pull next? I know that Engin is listening, so this one's going directly to him. Tell us, who would you like to pull?
I don't know. Maybe Godzilla.
So any challenge can accept it, but maybe Tadzilla.
What is there to say? He's a good arm wrestler and very brave. All right, thank you so much. That was very impressive. Thank you, everyone. Round of applause.